Today we are visiting the Hoover Dam Hotel and Historical Museum. These are all the people that contributed to the museum and made it happen. It's pretty neat. Go ahead and walk by the art gallery down this long hallway to get to the actual museum. There's a couple of other little spots throughout the hallway that you can stop, but we're gonna go all the way in first and then come back and check those out. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Look, when they were building the dam.
Oh, what's in here?
No, it's just a door.
There's letters
That's just
behind the door.
yeah.
Pretty neat.
Come on, guys. Come on here.
Welcome to the Hard Times, Black Tuesday. On October 29th, 1929, Black Tuesday, the stock market crashed, plunging the United States into the Great Depression. By the end of the 1930s, more than 1/5 of the nation's banks had failed. 9 million Americans lost their life savings. Many more lost their jobs and their homes. It's pretty cool. Newspaper from back then. Billions lost in new stock crash. It's got a door. Face of the Great Depression. Bank. It's a bank door. It's cute. Hoover Dam or bust. People would come out here to build the Hoover Dam because it was the biggest job they had available.
To be able to rest because you just couldn't sleep, it was so hot. If there was a breeze and they were dry, you get up and wet them again in order to be able to sleep.
This is what Boulder City started out as, a little rag town. It was so hot. Like she said, you'd have to wet the sheets. Taming the Red Bull. Frank T. Crow was in charge of building the dam. racing against the flood. The wild Colorado red with silt was called the Red Bull. Now this terrifying river had to be turned out of its bed to clear a work site. That meant blasting for 4 huge tunnels through solid rock. It had to be done fast because 6 companies faced a fine of $3,000 for every day it ran over deadline. Lives on the line. Dynamite, high voltage lines, heat, truck exhaust, and haste made the tunnels a dangerous place to work. Most of the men wouldn't complain if their lives depended on it. Those who protested openly were fired and replaced from the huge pool of unemployed standing by in Las Vegas. A nipper worked beside the miner, keeping him supplied with drilling steel and dynamite. If I don't jump fast enough, he'll blister my ears. A juicer. After the tunnel face has been stuffed with dynamite and the crew has got safely outside, I'm the juicer who sets off the blast. A scaler. I'm the guy who uses a pry bar to knock loose rock off high tunnel walls. They say only 2 kinds of men do this, the quick and the dead. I cleaned the loose rock, mud out of the tunnel after the blast using a short-handed shovel called a banjo. Banjo, okay. I might spend hours up to my waist in mud. And for this, I get $4 a day. The mucker. Now this is cool. Gee, this is magnificent, says President Roosevelt. Hoover Dam used to be called Boulder Dam. No wonder people got confused. It's funny, it's cute, I like it. Tools left behind. This is how they lived. This is how they lived. Can't talk today, you guys, I'm sorry. Home, Sandy home. The store, our company store, independent merchants were allowed to open shops in Boulder City, but they faced stiff competition from the Boulder City company store. Up until May of 1933, workers were paid in scribe, which could be used like money, but only at the company store. That's interesting. Building a community. The residents of Boulder City took charge in turning their model town into a true community. They founded churches, started civic organizations, established a library with borrowed books from the Library of Congress, and created their own entertainment. Off the reservation, when Boulder City cannot talk today, I'm sorry. Off the reservation, when Boulder City grown-ups needed a night out, wide open Las Vegas was just a few miles away. Other temptations waited at Railroad Pass, right behind the gate. Dingbat houses. In the flat desert valley, 6 companies built rows of cheap frame homes for its workers. It took 2 men about 12 hours to erect each house, foundation to roof. In about 6 months, they had built 658 of what the carpenters called dingbat houses. They were all virtually identical. $725 to build each house. Got tar on their clothes. In 1934, about 2,000 children lived in Boulder City. Babies were usually born at home. The town hospital was just for the dam workers. Rich and famous come to Boulder City. Look at Shirley Temple, you guys. Dozens of Hollywood stars came out to see the dam going up, including Shirley Temple, Betty Davis, Ronald Colman, and Will Rogers, who also performed at the Boulder Theater. Later, other notable visitors, including Howard Hughes, world-famous photographer Margaret Bork White, composer Farag Groff, plus politicians, socialites, and royalty from Europe and Asia. It's pretty cool. How neat is that? Some cool pictures of the Hoover Dam lit up at night. They built a new bridge to bypass because a lot of people would drive here. This is how you would get to Las Vegas from Arizona, is this road. But it was only 2 lanes, so they needed to make a bigger one, hence the bridge.
Canal system to deliver water to farmlands on the lower river. In 1930, President Herbert Hoover, for whom the dam is named, signed the appropriation bill to begin construction. Under a contract awarded in March 1931 to 6 companies incorporated, a combine of 6 major construction firms, men and machines went to work to build this dam of unprecedented size, this modern civil engineering wonder. Reclamation engineers rushed to completion specifications and design drawings. Crews at the dam site completed their surveys and investigations. The thunder of man's determination to conquer the Colorado reverberated between the sheer cliffs of Black Canyon as construction got underway. The first
So this museum is free. You can sit and watch the videos. They do ask for donations. Some stuff you would find in the store. This doesn't look much different than it did. Or this. Oh. Matches, soap, nails, newspapers. Boulder City School to be built soon. It's pretty neat.
I didn't stay working with the same guys for very long. Me and the other guys know where we came from and where we want to be, and that's definitely not here. I worked with men that were managers of concerns and presidents of banks. They're all down here working so they don't go on county relief. I'm not about to go on relief. The second I figured out I could make more money doing the job right down at the dam site, I did all I could to get here every day. First, I went down and worked as a grunt down at the dam. A grunt is an electrician's helper, stringing wires to the loaded headings or holes. They drill those holes and then load them with dynamite, bring primer wire out and tie them to a bigger wire. They had great big long sticks and they'd shove the primer back with that. The holes were, I guess, about 10 feet deep. It was my job to go down there with an electrician and hold the flashlight while he twisted the wires together. Finally, the electrician set the charge. I moved my wife out here and our kids from California. My family and I had to drive down into the river bottom. It was called Ragtown. It looked like any place that's built out of pasteboard cartons or anything else. All we could do was just put our mattress on the ground and get ready to go to sleep because it was doggone late. Later on the next morning, we built a campfire. We were right in among all the other people that were already camped there. Some had tents, but a lot had canvas or blankets or anything else they could have for shelter. Everyone is real excited about the cool weather this early in the fall, especially after the deathly hot summer. In October 1931, we were able to get a one-room house. The houses were just shells, 4 walls and 3 doorways really. We had no water, electricity, or paint on our walls at first. The only way you could get inside was through the alley. There was nothing but a foot of fresh sand where the front door was supposed to be. We used an outhouse for the first few weeks, but it wasn't long before we had electricity hooked up. My wife got right to painting, making that small house feel like home, as if we were going to live there for the rest of our lives.
Can I push a button?
Go push this one.
Life in Boulder City was truly an escape from life from working on the dam. After the warm weather came, as soon as it started to get dusk, women and kids, and a lot of us men too, headed for the big government park on the hill in front of the administration building. People would stay there until they had put their children to bed. Some stayed all night, getting a fair night's sleep in the desert breeze. My new favorite place to sit back and relax is the new Boulder Theater. Not only is it inexpensive entertainment, but you can just stop by and take a snooze in their air conditioning. They schedule 1 show in the morning for the night shift guys. Then they had 1 in the afternoon and 2 at night. The whole family can enjoy a night out in town right here in Boulder. But the best place to catch up on the town gossip is a recreation hall, packed with pool tables, card games, and snack bars just for us men. It was a good move for the reservation, as they wanted to keep the riffraff of Las Vegas out of Boulder City, and us men right here on the reservation and out of trouble. Later on the next morning, we built a campfire. We were right in among all the other people.
It's a cute little,
Some had tents, but a lot had canvas or blankets.
little setup. Oh, a chicken.
Everyone was real excited about the cool weather this early in
Cooking outside in a tent. Oh gosh, that's gotta be miserable. Crazy. There's a bunch of these right down the street. Oh, look at the little flower. Ooh, look at the yucky bugs. Gross. The lobby is very pretty, very simple. Maybe a little bit on the small side, but that's okay. It's gorgeous. They did a good job furnishing it. It's Fremont Street, I think. Yep, Fremont Street, 1929. Looks a lot different now. The Lindenberg line. All those horses. Elevator upstairs. they have two places to, I guess, socialize. They got the 1933, it's like a steakhouse, but it closes at 2. So it's more like a brunch place, I guess. Restaurant 1933. Very cute. And then they have a lounge open every day from 4:30 to looks like 6:30, and then 12 to 8 on Sundays. That's pretty cool. So that was our day at the Boulder Dam Hotel and Historical Hotel Museum. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe so that we can continue to make these videos. And I hope you have a magical day.